21 carries, 150 yards. You were averaging 7 yards a carry, had 2 touchdowns, and then 27 catches for 297. You had a touchdown that opening game against UCF, averaging 11 yards per catch. I mean, you really put yourself on the map, I think, in 05, and again, especially 06, as that true versatile playmaker, like you were saying. I mean, I think the proof's in the pudding. The numbers speak out to that. And then you run into the injury in 2005, which I think a lot of people forget about. The Vanderbilt game, the highlight sticks out vividly in my head. You know, you're running up the middle, explosive run, go down. You score that, it was on the touchdown, right? It was on the touchdown run. And your teammates are going to pick you up. And anytime you see that happen where your teammates are trying to celebrate and the guys on the ground, you're like, okay, something's wrong. So just talk about, you know, I know that was something, again, you've talked about, and we're going to get into a little bit later in the show about some of the things you battled just from the mental side of sports and the mental side of things. But, I mean, just talk about taking on that challenge. I mean, not even just physically, but mentally, because I feel like as an athlete, you're on such a path, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get drafted, I'm going to go here, whatever. Mm-hmm. And something like that comes and it just completely throws everything into a tailspin.
Yeah, man. You know, most people probably don't know and probably don't agree with some of the stats, but it was kind of funny in that 2005 year where we were getting ready to play against Kentucky Wildcats, and you know, a lot of my teammates and coaches could verify receipts of it. You know, we were getting ready to play Kentucky Wildcats, and I was starting at wide receiver, and you know, Blake was kind of struggling a little bit, and Coach Spurrier had said, you know, hey, Syvelle, you know, come throw the ball a couple times, and I was like, yeah. So that's kind of that what it is. And then the next day at practice, you know, like we got our pamphlets or whatever for the week, and we had a formation in there that was called Wildcat Formation because we was going against Kentucky. Mm-hmm. And the formation simply is what it is now, you know, or what it had become, to where I would line up at wide receiver, motion in the quarterback, Blake motion out, or however it was. You know, that was actually, I would say, and I mean, I don't get the credit for it, but, you know, I should, but probably the first, I mean, being honest, the first person to, you know, kind of run the actual Wildcat offense was against the Kentucky Wildcats. That's where it kind of evolved from. And then you got the Vanderbilt game where we were very, you know, efficient in doing that. Where I threw 2 touchdown passes from one from a wide receiver position on a trick play, and then like you said, the injury play from 12 yards out. So that kind of changed my trajectory, because I definitely was not coming back my senior year. But to have that injury, you know, it was kind of eye-opening. You know, I didn't know what was going on. They told me I was done because the injury, you know, rupturing your Achilles. Yeah. Normally, a lot of times it takes you out. So, you know, I didn't know nothing about rupturing an Achilles. But once I did it, it was, you know, a fight to get back for my senior season.